This video chart presentation of Lucas Energy Inc. Lucas is an AMEX listed stock trading under ticker LEI. This is an interesting chart to end the week with. It's a really shallow inverted head and shoulders, pushed through the neckline, but ran into some resistance. It ties in with some static resistance and dynamic resistance of the 200-day moving average. I want to take a look at this chart just in general for a couple different reasons. One, you can see a nice uptrend that was going on the whole time with the MACD. Long, slow, gradual incline. Started gathering speed at the end of August. Broke back through the money line. We talk about that a lot of times when we're looking through here. Retraces. You want to see it hold zero. Continue the upward trend. Very nice look. Pullback. You can see the rise in price that came along with it. Those are the type of things we're trying to catch a lot of times early on because they have very bullish tendencies if they continue. PPO, of course, a nice trend. ADX is still kind of trending right down the middle. I'd like to see this ADX get up over top of 30. But right now, still primarily in a bullish position. Great example of things we talk about. MFIs breaking back through 50, getting to the upper half of the indicator. That's bull chart territory. Big pullback. 7 leaves the 14 and 21, but bounces right back, gets back into play. Longer term MFIs hold over top of 50. Chart remains bullish. Accumulation distribution, not getting a lot from that. Basically flatline. A little bit closer read of that is the Chaikin money flow, which is based on the accumulation distribution. You can see over a long period of time, selling pressure was succumbing to buying pressure little by little. CCI, again, holding the upper half of the indicator, holding over top of zero, maintaining a bullish look. Full sto, it's a little bit of a concern. That would be a negative divergence. It's not that big of a deal because it's actually kind of a wedge look. As long as it's holding that upper half, the momentum's still strong in the chart. And that's the type of thing you want to see. Right now, I'd be looking for this to try and bounce off of 50, hold the upper half of that indicator, maintain a bullish look. Of course, that is going to tie right in with the resistance point it's at, which we'll touch on that in a moment. And tricks, much like the MACD, nice trend, break back through zero. See right through here, downward trend was losing speed. Then the reversal came. Of course, that ties right in through the area of the bounce, in the head portion of the inverted head and shoulders. RSIs, much like everything else. Just a great example of things that we look for and try and catch early on in plays. Nice upward trend showing momentum in the play, holding the upper half of the indicator, momentum staying strong. As far as the candles go, it's a pretty nice reversal pattern. This is a Morningstar Doji pattern. It's a 3-day candle pattern down. The Doji represents the indecision. Then an up day, followed by another strong up day. That's the confirmation of the pattern. And the uptrend starts and continues. It's a good candle pattern example. We always talk about resistance being an area. And in this case, right here around this $1.70, $1.75 mark, that was an area of support through August and September. It was a resistance point coming back up. And you can see on the pullback, it did dip briefly below that, which certainly could cause some concern. But it pulled right back through, got the moving averages tucked up underneath it, and continued its upward path. And you can see this chart right now. There was some definite resistance right around $2.10. It's pushed through that right now. This is kind of a key spot for it. It's pinned in between, as I mentioned at the beginning, some pretty solid old support that's now resistance, and it's tied right in with that 200-day moving average at 253. And this is going to kind of be a key spot for it. Chart certainly has shown a lot of strength, more than doubled off of the bottom. It's worked its way back over top of the 50-day moving average, which is starting to curl and trend upward. Short-term moving average is tucked in underneath it. And now the next big bullish move for this chart will be to push through this resistance and try and hold over top of that 200-day moving average. More resistance doesn't come into play until around $3.30. That's more than $1 a share from where it is, so it's a pretty substantial upside. But the chart has a pretty good challenge presented in front of it, because this is a pretty stout area of resistance. So this is one I want to keep on watch, see if this pattern can continue to play itself out, and see if it can take out that resistance, hold this new support level, or if it's potentially going to dip back down to this $1.75 area. 351,000 shares traded. That's about average liquidity for it. And that's not too bad of a volume level. There's plenty of liquidity in this play. But it's a very interesting chart. It's a good example of things that we look for when we're trying to identify bottoms. It shows an inverted head and shoulders pattern. And it shows a chart trying to make a move from being very bearish into reversing course and trying to go bullish. So it's one we'll keep an eye on and see where it goes from here. As always, it's merely my interpretation of the LEI stock chart. Thank you for watching, and trade smart.